Yeah, hi, good morning, welcome back. So till now, we are discussing about Ansible. Okay, and just a second. Yeah, we are discussing about Ansible. So first of all, so we know the coding. I was just saying coding is two types. One is programming, and then another thing is scripting. Okay, either it is programming or scripting. So we have the concept same. So that is like variables and then data types. We discussed variables, we discussed data types, and then we discussed conditions. We discussed loops, and then the last concept is functions. Okay, so at any time you follow this, try don't repeat yourself. Okay, don't repeat the code. So these are all the things we learned, but functions is the concept of don't repeat the code. Whenever you need a particular work, create a function and then ask the function to do, it will do it and it will tell you again. So I completed that task. Okay. So why we have to discuss these functions or functions is, so you can see we have lot of code repeated here. For example, in catalog. Okay. So here you can see we have Node.js installing, we are checking the user exists or not, we are checking the directory exists or not. So we are doing a lot of things. So this is the common code. Okay, it is there in at least 4-5 projects here. User, cart, catalog. Okay, so these three projects are following the same thing. Okay, so instead of repeating, duplicating the code again and again, we have a proper directory structure in Ansible that is called role. Okay, so Ansible role. And what is Ansible role? Ansible role is a proper directory structure to reuse the components. Okay, so let us see that now. Ansible roles in Ansible. So it has proper directory structure that will automatically load variables, files, something, tasks, handlers, and all these things we are going to see right now. Okay. So if you see, there is a proper directory structure. So this is, you will have rows, inside that you will have common, and then here you have tasks, handlers, templates, files, variables, defaults. We have a lot of things in this directory. This is not a different concept. It is just logically grouping the files and folders into a proper directory structure. Yes, that is the Ansible best practice to follow. Okay, so how to use the roles? It is just like another module, import. Yeah, so this one, you will just keep role and then which role to load. So instead of discussing theoretically right now, so let us just go into the practical and then let us restructure our Ansible RoboShop project into proper way. So I'm creating a new Ansible RoboShop and then roles. Okay, so this is the advanced topic compared to the previous things we discussed. The same thing, just directory structure will be properly implemented. Okay, here you can always refer this diagram. Okay, so you will have playbooks, the playbook names you can have, and then you will have a folder like this, roles. Okay, first let me create a folder, roles. Okay, and then here in main we will have main.aml. Okay, so we have roles, we have main.aml. You can keep any name. Okay, it's not a mandatory thing, but Ansible automatically loads main.aml generally. So now I'm just keeping it, installing RoboShop. project. Okay, so the first thing we should have inventory file. I'm just keeping inventory. So let me get that inventory file. Okay, so this is our inventory file. So I created the servers and the records here. Okay, all the servers are running. Servers are running already. Okay, so this is the inventory and this is the main.yaml. So hosts, I'm keeping it as, for example, right now I will keep it as MongoDB. Okay, first let's work with MongoDB and become S. You know this already. Okay, and now I will create roles. Okay, roles. Here first I will work with MongoDB role. So this directory structure here. So first you will have a folder called common inside roles. I'm creating a folder called common. So this is common for everything, common for every component. Okay, and then I'm going to create a role called MongoDB. Okay, so all the MongoDB related files, variables, tasks, everything you can keep it here. You don't need to keep it mongodb.yaml here, just keep it here. So inside this, first thing we have tasks. Okay, first important folder, tasks. Tasks file can include. Okay, so here whatever the tasks you are writing here, where is it? Ansible dot this one. So this mongodb.yaml. So all these things are tasks, right? Instead of keeping here, what I'm just doing, I'm just moving it into a MongoDB tasks. Here you can give main.yaml. Okay, so here I will write the tasks. So this is a proper directory structure. That's it. Nothing different. Okay. So now let me keep the task one by one here. For example, install MongoDB. This one. Copy MongoDB. This. Okay. So this is the first task. You don't need to keep the entire syntax. Okay. This is just tasks. Only the list of tasks here. What is the first task? Copy Mongo repo to the m.repos.t. So this is the first task. I'm keeping it here. Okay. So now what will happen when Ansible started running it? Ansible first, it will run this. It will understand, okay, there is a role MongoDB. I need to go inside a roles folder, MongoDB, and here there is a thing called tasks. Automatically, it will load the tasks. Okay, these are the tasks I should run. Okay, that's it. Nothing different here. Okay, let me just push and then understand how is it happening. Init branch. Let me create a new repository here. It is Ansible RoboShop rules. Okay, you see the structure is very simple. You will have main.yaml. You can keep it anything you want, and inside roles, So you can have your role name. Right now, I'm going to discuss MongoDB. So I'm creating MongoDB folder inside the tasks. So where you keep all the MongoDB related tasks here. Okay. Now, let me clone here in our Ansible server. Now, cd Ansible. What is the command? Ansible playbook, and then -e Ansible underscore user, that is CentOS -e Ansible underscore password -i inventory, and then I'm running main.aml. Okay, so here mongodb.repo is there. Okay, so this is the task. So, but it is expecting a file mongodb.repo. So where should you keep it? So again, refer this. So here they are saying all the files related to that specific role, you can keep it here. Okay, where you use copied resources, all everything. Okay. One second. Okay, so see the error again. So it is expecting a file to be there, but I didn't copy the file. Okay, so generally you create again a folder called files here. I'm just going to keep mongodb.repo. Okay, so and then you just copy the content. Yeah. So I'm just organizing into a proper structure. So these files here, these are all related to the MongoDB component. These tasks here, these are all related to the MongoDB component. Okay, that's it. Keep full. Now you run again. Okay, so now it is success. So I haven't done anything new here. I'm just organizing into a proper folder. So to reuse the code. So that is the best principle of the coding generally. Okay. And then remaining all the tasks, let us keep it here. So where is our mongodb.aml? This one. I'm just copying it and then I'm pasting it here. So we are copying it, we are installing it, and then we are enabling and starting, enabling the remote connections, and then restarting it. So now the MongoDB component will be ready. Okay. So this is nothing but instead of keeping all the tasks here, I'm just moving the tasks into a folder. That's it. Now let us pull and run again. Let me get this MongoDB. Okay, it is installing it. Okay, this is done. You can check now. Netstat -lntp. Okay, this is running properly. So now the next component, let us work with catalog. So again, create a folder called catalog. Okay, and then here create a folder again, tasks. In tasks, it is main.aml. Okay, so what are the tasks related to the catalog? So we know this already. Installing Node.js, creating the directories. So documentation, yeah, let's go to here. So you know the catalog already. Setting up the npm source, installing Node.js, creating the user, creating the directory, downloading, extracting, and then catalog service, loading everything. So these are the common things generally. So across all the components like catalog and then user, cart, these three components, what are the common things? This one is common, this is common, this is common, and downloading, extracting is common, installing the dependencies, everything is common. So now let us, so that is the purpose we have here, common folder. Okay, so inside this common folder, we are going to keep the common tasks. So now what I do here, inside this common, we have the things called tasks here. Here, I'm just giving it as nodejs.aml. Okay, so what are those tasks generally? Installing these two things, right? Just tasks. That's it. Okay, so these two are the tasks to set up the store, to set up the npm source, and to install the Node.js. Okay, so that is why I just moved it into the commons tasks folder. Now here inside this catalog main.aml, okay, so I need to refer Node.js tasks in common folder. Okay, so this is catalog is one role. Catalog is one role. And then common is also another role. I need to import, okay, I need to import a task nodejs.aml in catalog. Just understand this, what I'm doing here. Why I'm keeping it in common? Because it is common between, it is common among multiple components. So that is why installing Node.js, I kept it in a separate common folder inside under the tasks. Now I want to refer this in catalog. So catalog is another one role, common is another role. Now I need to import the task nodejs.aml into catalog. Okay, so how can you do this? So that is just like type import role. Ansible built in. This is the syntax. Now what I'm doing here, name install Node.js. Okay. So this is the module and name from common folder. And what are the tasks actually? So that is just Node.js. You no need to give Node.js.aml. This is just Node.js. So now here, now I want to run which component, that is catalog component, but I'm hard coding here. So what you can do here is you can just parameterize this component. Okay, and then here I'm going to make it again component. So now what will happen here? So I'm making this as a variable component. First, let me push here. Then git pull. So now I will make it another, I'm passing another variable -e component. That is which component now? Catalog. So now this main.aml will run. It will understand, okay, now I need to run against catalog. I need to load catalog role. It will go to the catalog role and here it will go and it will understand install Node.js. I need to get it from the common. So this will run. Okay, now I'm making it more dynamic, this main.aml. Okay, I want to pass the which component I am going to work. So right now I'm going to work on catalog component. So I made it as a variable. Okay. So now if you run this, okay, now you can see catalog is loading because I'm intentionally passing the catalog component. And inside this catalog, it is referring to the, you can see, common. So setting up Node.js is one common thing. And what else? The another common thing, this one, creating the user and then creating the directory and downloading the module. So all these things are again different. You can keep it in a same file like this nodejs.aml, or else you can keep it in a different file. Now I'll create another file, app setup.aml. Okay. So here I will move all these things. I'm moving this user creation, directory creation, and then this downloading and extracting. I can keep it there. This is the app setup. Okay. So user creation and then directory creation and downloading the artifact and extracting the artifact. I am keeping it here. Okay, because this is same across many components. And here, this one, again, you need to convert them into the variable. Okay, download. You're making it as component. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work, double quotes, but it also always good to have double quotes here. Now, okay, just instead of catalog.zip, I'm making it as component.zip, and here also component.zip, here also component. Okay, so now this is the common application setup thing: creating the user, creating the directory, downloading, and then extracting. So now inside main, the same thing. I'll just keep it. Another one. Now here, setup application, common, and then app and hyphen setup. Okay. So first time it will install Node.js, and then second time it will install app setup. Okay. Just 1 second. Yeah. So now I am pushing it. I'm pulling here. Now run again. So after this extracting, so the next thing is installing dependencies. Okay, so this is not common across all the components. It is common in Node.js related component only. Okay, so can we do here? So some components which are not common, then you can just keep them here directly. Okay, so it will install the dependencies, and then the next thing is this one, copying the service and then daemon reload, generally enabling and restarting, right? So this is common across all the components. So I can make it as systemd setup.yaml. Let us check what happened here. So this is done. Okay, it loaded the another one. So let us check whether the variables are loaded properly or not. Okay. So PD app here. Okay, we have all the things properly extracted. Just renaming it as catalog. So here systemd setup, I'm moving. So this one, and then let me take this one also. I'm keeping these two tasks here. Okay, copy. So now you should have this catalog.service I'm going to create files catalog dot service in the catalog folder, and then keep catalog dot service content here. Okay. So now this app setup, systemd setup, it will first copy the file into the systemd directory, and then now we need to do the daemon reload. So these are the two generally common components, right? Okay. And then what else we have? You need to restart. So here itself, generally you will have the restart also. Let us check this module. Systemd, and then daemon reload true, state restarted. You can also keep it state restarted, and then name, that is component. So okay, so it will restart and then it will reload both at a time. Okay. And installing dependencies. Now you need to reload. So what is this name? Systemd setup. Systemd setup. Okay, so this is done. What else is remaining in catalog? Finally loading this. Okay, so before loading, you need to install as well and copy it also. So inside our okay. So I can keep this also into a common generally, because yeah, we are loading the schema for the user component also. So I can keep load mongo schema dot ml. So here we can keep it. Copying, installing, and then load here component, and then here also it is component.js. Okay, so these three, now you will refer here. Load schema. And then common, what is this? Load mongo schema. Load mongo schema. Dot and that's it. Nothing dot. Okay. Load mongo schema. Let me keep this at last. Okay. Now you can see this. What are the things we are installing Node.js? We are setting the application. That means creating the user, creating the directory, and then downloading and extracting. and installing the dependencies, and then we are loading the MongoDB catalog data. Okay, we are loading the catalog data into MongoDB, and finally we are copying the service and then restarting it. Okay, that's it, simple. So everything is available in this common folder. Now let us push and pull here. Okay, now run it. So this one is taking few seconds more time, the first task, and let everything is good. Now you can see here it is loading from common. So while you are practicing it, just understand how the flow is going on. Okay. So the how Ansible is running it. First, it will come here. Then it will go to this folder catalog, and it will go to the main folder. I mean tasks folder. Here it will just go to the common role and it will run this. So like this, if you try to practice, if you try to understand while practicing, then you will really understand the concept of don't repeat yourself. Okay, so because the same thing we will also again use it in Terraform also. So again, it is an error. Copy Mongo repo to m.repos.t. You can always see here wherever it is, where it is searching for the file. Okay. So let us just understand where it is searching. It is searching in common files mongodb.repo. Here it is not exist, and it is again searching in catalog folder. There also it is not exist. So you can keep the file wherever you want. Okay. So since I'm loading it from the common, you can keep it here itself. Files, just mongodb.repo. Because again, while installing user component, again, it will refer from here itself. Okay. Now git pull, you run it. Okay, so this is the catalog component. So now again, let us just create a structure for Redis. Redis tasks main.aml. So here nothing common. So generally we can just keep it everything. This one in our Redis main.aml. Okay. That's it. Let's see this will be successful or not. Okay, seems successful. Now you can check the logs here. Okay. Take the sudo access tail -f var logs and then messages. Var log messages. Okay. Set running systemctl status MongoDB. So catalog. It is running systemctl. So I think restart here, it is not working. This one, it is not working. Let me create another one. Name restart component ansible dot built-in dot service name catalog state restarted. Okay. And full. For now, I'm just doing manual restart. Now you can see MongoDB connected. Okay. So that is the MongoDB, and now we have Redis. So where is our Redis? Yeah, here we have Redis. Okay. Yeah, so nothing common for Redis. I'm just changing the component. Here it is. Component is Redis. Okay, now Redis is going on. It will be success. So our next component is user. Now you will really understand the advantage here. Okay, I'm going to create tasks here, just like in catalog. So you will have files also. Inside user, you will have files directory where you will keep user.service. Okay, let me keep it user.service. User.service. Okay. And then in tasks, it is almost same as this one, main.aml. I'm just keeping it. Okay. Now you can see installing Node.js is common. Setting up the application is common. Installing dependencies is common. Loading the schema is common. And set up the application is also common. So now in loads Mongo schema, so what will happen? It will go to the common, and here there is a load Mongo schema. Now it will load user.js. Okay, that's it. Nothing much. I know I'm not doing anything. So it is 100% using the same common tasks from the common folder. Okay, let us see this. Yeah, this is done. And let us push now. Hit pull. Now component I will pass it is user. Okay, that's it. Nothing much. And then again, let us create a component for our cart. Again, create a folder, files, create a folder, tasks. So inside tasks, let us just copy this main.aml. So here I don't want this load schema. I don't have any load schema for the cart. I'm just removing it. And then inside files here, cart.service. So this cart.service, just copy this. Okay. So this is still running the user component. So once user component is over, we will do the cart component and web component, and then we can test it. Okay. Now installing Node.js, creating the user, creating directory, downloading user artifact, extracting user artifact, installing dependencies. Installing MongoDB, loading user data, copying user service, and then finally, okay, I need to change the name here. Here it should be the component. Okay. So for now, I will just manually restart user. Sudo systemctl restart user. Okay. So now user component is done. Now again, cart component. Full first. Okay. And then cart here. Okay, now connected to the cart. So after cart, we have MySQL. So let me create a folder for MySQL. And then here it is files, and we will have tasks, So let us understand that anyhow, it's not a reusable component mostly. It is the one time. Let me copy all the tasks and keep it here inside tasks main.app. Okay. And you need mysql.repo. So you have to keep it here inside files. Keep that mysql.repo in files. Okay. Yeah. Now our MySQL will be ready. Okay. Now cart is done. Git pull and run MySQL. After MySQL, now we have shipping. It is shipping. Tasks and then files. So let us understand shipping. So shipping is a Java component. Installing Maven and then you have this one is common again. Okay. So right now for all Node.js components, you have install Node.js. And for Java related, you can create one thing called Maven setup. Okay. For example, in future, you get something again, one more project for Java inside this. For example, another component. So your team decided to do it in Java, so you can simply reuse again at that time. So for the future purpose, we are going to create inside this. It can be complex also. For now, it may be simple, just one task, but it can be complex. So this is Maven setup. So in shipping, this shipping main.aml. So this is Maven setup. So after Maven setup, what is it? This one, we already have it. So what is this? App setup. Let me copy that. In shipping, it is app setup, it is done. And after that, install dependencies, right? So I'm just copying this, install dependencies. But what is the command here? Maven clean package. Okay. And after that, what else in shipping? So this is done, downloading is done, Maven clean package is done. Okay, now this one, renaming. This one you can keep it. It's not reusable anyhow. Okay. And then the final thing is copy shipping service and daemon reload. So this one we have it anyhow. So what is it? System D setup. Okay, copying daemon reload and then starting. So I'll just this one. I'm keeping it inside here. Okay. This is just like not this one. Start application. Okay. This can be last task. Before that, what we need to do? Before that, this one. Installing MySQL client and loading the setup. So you can keep this as just like Mongo schema. I'm going to create load MySQL schema. Okay. Can keep it like this. Okay. So yeah, you can keep it here or you can keep it directly inside shipping because it is now only one time. And then it is sorry in this common. Do you have it at any mistake here while loading Mongo schema? Mistake. So you are loading it into this shipping.sql. So here you can just keep it as component. Okay. And then how you do it, just go to our user, copy this. So inside shipping, load schema, load MySQL schema. So MySQL schema first, it has to install MySQL and then it is loading the data. Yeah, this is correct. So now our shipping is ready. You can see how much code is minimized. Install Maven. It is setting up the Maven first and then setting up the application, installing dependencies and just renaming the jar file and loading the data into MySQL, finally starting the application. So here you should have shipping.service. Just load this shipping.service. Okay, that's it. I've set up load Mongo MySQL schema. It should be .aml. Okay, everything is good. Now I can push. I can pull here. Now it is shipping. Okay, connected and it is installing Maven and then let us wait for this. Installing the dependencies in the background. It may take some time generally. So just to test whether everything is correct or not. So let's take the shipping. DevOps 3 to 1. Name it as shipping. And then here, so we have a command to check. It's MySQL dot join DevOps.com. Oh, sorry, I'm loading it again. Sorry. It is done. I'm just testing whether I'm able to connect or not. Loading actually. Show databases. Okay, we can see we have the city's information already. So shipping is done, and then finally we have RabbitMQ. I'm going to just create another directory for RabbitMQ. Okay. Here tasks and then main.ml. What are RabbitMQ? Anyhow, it is not reusable thing. I'm just so here we are installing RabbitMQ and then we are creating the user. So generally we have a module for RabbitMQ. So what is the module here is RabbitMQ Ansible. So this is the community module. You can just clearly see this. Generally Ansible dot built-in. It is coming directly from the Ansible, but this one community. So like RabbitMQ company is building this module and then it is adding into the Ansible. So that is why it is made as community.rabbitmq. Okay, now you can see here we have directly module available. You no need to run like this. Okay, I'm just using create RabbitMQ user. So when you have the module available, you no need to use this shell commands. Okay, just copy this. What is the username? Our username is RoboShop. Our password is RoboShop123. Okay, that's it. So all the permissions is set here. So now you no need to use the shell module. Shell module, you use it when there is no module available. Okay. That's it. RabbitMQ is very simple, nothing much here. Pushing it and then pulling it and name it as RabbitMQ. So after RabbitMQ, we have payment. Again, 2 folders minimum, files, and then tasks. Main.yaml payment.service. Service. The first thing is setting up the Python, and then let us create setting up Python in a common so that any future project can easily refer. Python.yaml. Let me open here this UC. So this is setting up Python. This is setting up Python. You need to refer this in our payment. Okay, now you refer. Just copying this. Install Python common and then Python. Okay. Yeah. So now Python setup is done. After Python setup, we have this one, app setup. We have already available this one. Now let me copy that. Setup application. And after that, we have install dependencies. Let me take this. And after that, really this one, reloading payment, everything. Okay. We have already, it is available. That is this one. This setup, this is start application. Okay. Simple. Payment of this one, load it. Payment.service. Okay. Payment.service is there. And we have all the installation setup dependencies and the start application. Push, okay, pull. So now you just give payment. So once payment is done, finally, we have our web component. files, and then tasks. Let us complete this. Okay, payment is completed. So now our web component. Okay. So web component is very simple. Web.ml. Okay, installing Nginx, start and stop, and removing the directory, and downloading artifact, extracting, and this one I'm just keeping it in a direct one. So here main.ml. So installing Nginx, start and this one, removing, downloading, extracting, and then you can see here there is something called roboshop.conf. Okay, I'm keeping it instead of files. So let us see what is templates here. You can see templates. So there is something called, okay, so it is templates folder. You will keep it here. What is template here generally? If you remember while discussing our shell scripting. So here in what is it, shell, there is mail.sh. Here you can see this template.html. So what is this? These are the placeholders, because we are going to use this template for many teams. So that is why I just kept it as team name and what is the alert type. So these are called as, this is called as template actually. So inside this template, these are called as placeholders. So when at the runtime, what I'm doing here, I'm referring the template. Okay, I'm referring the template. What is this? Yeah, I'm referring the template.html, and inside the placeholders or will be replaced with actual values at runtime. Okay. Similarly, the same concepts, exactly same concept in Ansible, there will be a templates folder. Generally, we call it as Jinja to templating. Okay. So in the double flavor braces. So inside template folders, okay, you can keep roboshop.conf. Okay, let me create another folder, templates. Here we can keep roboshop.conf. Okay, so what is our configuration? Just let me get this. Okay. So here, so now I'm just keeping it as double flavor braces, catalog host. Okay, the same thing, I'm going to keep it here as user host. Here it is cart host, and then here it is shipping host. and here it is payment host. Okay, so these are the placeholders. This is the template. Okay, roboshop.conf, and then the actual values. So actual values, how can you pass? So generally, you can again go to this folder structure. You have an again vars main.aml. Okay, variables associated with this role, you can keep it here, or else inside default lower priority variables. Okay, so this is the first priority generally, and this is the second priority. You can keep it anywhere you want. So now what I'm going to do here is either in vars folder or defaults folder, wherever you want, you can keep it. But vars folder will take the more precedence. Okay, inside vars, I'm creating main.aml, and here I will create all our catalog host, user host, cart host, shipping host, and then payment host. Is this catalog dot join DevOps dot online. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Someone really focusing on the session. Can just remove this. Yeah, because your DNS may change at any point of time, right? Just 1 second. I'll be back. 1 minute, please. Okay. Yeah. So your DNS may change at any point of time, right? So that's why. So this is one of the example to discuss the templates. So inside templates, we have roboshop.conf, and then inside variables, I'm just keeping it as user underscore host is user dot join DevOps dot online, and then shipping underscore host, these caps, shipping underscore host, and cart underscore host, and that is payment underscore host, payment dot join DevOps dot online. Okay. Similarly, cart. Anything else missed? Yeah, it is shipping. Okay, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is about vars folder structure. Right. Now we discussed files, tasks, templates, vars. Now inside your tasks, you can just, this is not the copy module now. So let us just check Ansible template module. Okay. So the example here, ansible.builtin.template. So this is roboshop.conf. So when it is checking template, by default, it will go to the templates folder and it will get the roboshop.conf and keep it in the default .d directory. So when it is seeing this double placeholders, it will search for the variables. Okay. So you know the variable precedence already. It will search everywhere possible. Finally, it found it inside the vars folder, and then it will keep the actual content. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So, and another thing is there that is called handlers. You can just see here handlers. Okay. If you want to see the example Ansible handlers. So what is handlers is running operations on change. For example, whenever you do this configuration change, it is mandatory to restart the Nginx. Okay, right? Because you are doing some configuration changes, it is always mandatory to restart the Nginx. So how Nginx will know to restart itself when configuration is changed? So in Ansible, that is called as handler. So what we can see here, what we can say here is, so a simple example, notify. There is a keyword called notify. So it means it is changing. Okay. So when this configuration is changing, this task is notifying something else, that is restart Nginx. Okay. Now I can remove this. Okay. So that is nothing but, again, a simple folder that is nothing but handlers. So inside handlers, you will just keep main.aml, and here it will notify this task. Okay. It should be same name. So what I'm saying to Ansible, whenever there is a change in this task, just notify this one, restart.nginx. When it sees notify keyword, it will search for directory called handlers, and then here a task with this name. Now it is service module, and then name Nginx, state restarted, and then enabled. Yes. Okay, you can keep it here directly. So this is about handlers. So this entire topic of Ansible roles is very important. They will ask you what is Ansible role. You can say Ansible role is a proper directory structure of Ansible to reuse the variables, files, handlers, tasks. Okay. So yeah, that's what the answer you can say. Now they will ask what is handler. Handler is the one whenever there is a change in configuration, Ansible can notify the task. For example, if there is a change in the Nginx configuration, we can keep it one handler to restart the Ansible. Okay, that's it. Now there is a change in configuration purely, and it is going to restart Nginx. That is, it will automatically find it inside here, restart Nginx, and then this one. Okay. Now let me push, and then let me pull here. Now you run, that is our web component. There is some error. Where is the error here? This is web module. Tasks main.aml. Oh yeah, so this one. This is where it is saying conflicting. Sorry. Okay. Now that's it. it full. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for the testing purpose, let me just log into the web component. It is done. Let us go check cd etc default etc nginx and then default.d. Let us just roboshop.conf. You can see all our variables are placed. So this is the templating concept anywhere. And now you can see running handler because it detected the change. So it is running the handler. Now let us access our application. Login. Register. Now add to the cart. Checkout. That's it. Okay. So now we used all Ansible roles concept. So inside this, you just understand what is the files and folder structure. So this is important for interviews. So you have to understand what is role and you need to tell how practically you are using it. Okay, so any project, take any project, any requirement. So this is the folder structure Ansible proposed to us. So now let us take few questions. Yeah, Harikishore Bandam.
Yeah, good morning, Shiva.
Yeah, good morning.
So Shiva, we are using the common folder and handlers also, na?
Yeah.
So as a because we don't have any knowledge about this. Sorry, any experience on this, na? So how can we know this is common for all the components in the present project like that? How can we know? How can we recognize?
So so that's why, right? While doing manually, don't you
Yeah.
see here? This is the common step of installing Node.js and then creating this. You don't see that, right? You don't see? Can you see that? Sorry, let me go to this. So in the documentation, can't you see the common steps here between the Node.js components and then app setting up, like creating the directory, creating the user, copying the services? All those are common things, right? So you
Yes,
know
yes.
that already. So this is
Yeah.
the fourth time we are doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that
Okay.
is how you can keep it inside the common folder.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Kishore?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Kishore.
Hi, Shiva. Good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, my doubt is like when we use command module and shell module, what is the difference exactly? Sometimes when I use command module, it will be executed. It is not executed successfully, but when I use shell means it will be executed.
The last time we discussed, right? Shell will have, it is just like you log in into the actual server and running it. So it has all the user variables, environment variables. It is exactly same. You log into that and then running it. But command, it cannot load the variables of user environment. So that is like lightweight.
But how can we know that?
So if you want, if you have some special variables, variables referring inside that command, go for shell module. If you have a
Okay.
simple command, just like system, something like a simple command of copy and then move, rename, all those things, you can go for command.
Okay, okay, okay. And one more doubt is like, actually, I have configured the entire RoboShow project, but whenever I have selected countries means after that the location names are not loading. What might be the reason? It is whether it is because of I have taken T2.medium, T2.micro I have taken for that reason. Is it not loading or
It's
any other?
not like that generally. Maybe your schema.js file is corrupted, maybe.
Okay, okay.
So it
Okay.
is very simple here. So that should not be the reason actually. Anyhow, go for T3 medium because MySQL is very heavy, and then go for and check your schema also. Show
Okay.
tables. Yeah. So we have both tables, right? And just select star. So this is very big now. It may hang. The session may hang.
Okay.
So it has a relation. That's
Okay.
it, between the city and the country. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Shiva.
Yeah,
That's all.
most welcome. Rajashekar. Rajashekar can't hear you. Okay. K. Vishwanath Reddy. Rajashekar, are you speaking?
No, actually by mistake. Actually.
Yeah, it's okay. K. Vishwanath Reddy, you can unmute. Mahesh Babu Golla. Can't hear you, Mahesh Babu. Murali Chand Tumala.
Hi, Shiva.
Yeah, hi.
The code is outlined in folder structure, right?
Yeah.
So, like there are some there is some common code like app directory creating and daemon reload, enable start, something like that. So
Yeah.
those can't we create as a functions, put it in some global file and call whenever we need?
Yeah. So here in Ansible, you can there is a concept of functions we'll discuss tomorrow, but that is simple thing. So when the functions will really come into picture is if you are writing some code in shell script, we kept many commands and then calling it as a function. Similarly, you can understand this as custom functions. Okay, so we are keeping all the tasks into a single file and we are reusing it.
Correct.
So is it not the function thing?
Yeah, it is, but in each package, so some piece of the code is getting repeated, right? I'm just asking, like so.
Yeah, I understood. So that this is the function actually. So this we can call it as custom function. So tomorrow we have something like default function. Like if I give you a string, how can you make it into a complete uppercase? How can you make it into lowercase? I want, for example, in this, I want a particular, I want only this one. How can you slice it? Okay, so we have Ansible have some functions, okay, that can be used. Those are like built-in functions. You can call these are custom functions. The function is nothing but keeping the repeated thing in a single file or simple in a shell function and calling it whenever you require. Okay, that's what I did here. I kept all the common tasks here, and then I'm calling it whenever I require. Okay. Alekia Garapati.
Yeah, hi Shiva, good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Actually, in the configuration, are we skipping like loading and starting a service step, like restarting is replacing that step?
We have here, right? This one, loading and then restarting. We are doing it.
Okay, and not daemon reload, like service reload.
Service reload.
User loading.
You mean the state? You can do it. You can use it.
Okay. Usually we have one more step, right, in between, like Ansible built-in dot service, and we are giving the name of that service and status start, enable equal to true. That part of task is, the task module is missing, like restart module is replacing that step.
Can use this, yeah.
And one more thing, Shiva, like continuation to the before question, we have two separate tasks, right? Load Mongo schema.yaml and MySQL schema.yaml. What my question is, can we combine those two things in single file, and can we refer that task name directly in our main.yaml?
This is MongoDB. Why you want to club both Mongo and then MySQL?
No, to keeping like code compact, like we are keeping single file and keeping multiple functions, and we are calling that particular function directly.
So ideally, you can keep everything in a single file, in a single YAML file. Okay. But if you don't have any purpose, you don't need to keep it. Just to reduce the lines of code, don't take anything. Okay. So if there is a purpose, then do it. Otherwise, just to reduce the number of lines of code, just don't go for it.
Okay.
So here the purpose is we have MongoDB separate, we have MySQL separate. So that's why I just kept it in two different files.
So if we kept in the same file, can we call, like how to call that file? Do we need to give dot name?
Okay, I understood. So you want to call a separate, just one task. Okay, so in that case, actually you need to create another file, but this one you can search just like load one task from tasks in Ansible. So this is the options is tags, the better option. That is the best practice, but that is not a best practice here actually. So why we are keeping it in a files? Because you want to reuse it as entire function, right? So if you want only one task as one function, then you create another file and keep it only one task there. Okay, got it. But technically that is possible, but there is no, it's not a best practice anyhow.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Sheikh Ahmad.
Yeah, hi, sure. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Yeah, this is just additional question to the Hare Krishna question. He asked regarding the common files, right? So as we have already did this RoboShop project, so we are coming to know, so what are all the common things we have done?
Yeah.
So, but coming to any new project, so we won't be having, so I don't know whether we will be having this kind of documentation. So how we will come to know what are all the common steps there and how?
So what I'm doing in Ansible, I'm just automating the manual tasks. If you don't know the manual steps, can you automate this?
No.
So similarly in your project, you have to understand what they are asking. Once you understand the requirement, then you can do it in Ansible. Without understanding the requirement, you cannot do.
Okay.
Yeah, any number of projects. First, you go through the document, understand what they are asking, and then try to implement in Ansible directly. So obviously, this is automation. Without manual steps understanding, you cannot automate.
So the better way is like we need to prepare a manual document before starting automation.
You prepare or you understand, it's your wish. Okay. So, but we need Ansible.
Yeah.
Okay. First you try it manually and then do it. That's fine. Or else you can directly do it in Ansible if you are confident on the manual procedure. That is also fine.
And also regarding that component variable you are giving, right? So where exactly the value we are declaring for that?
I'm passing from the command line.
Oh. Yes. Okay. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
And then thank you. Santosh Aula. Santosh Aula.
Hi Shiva, good morning.
Yeah, hi. Good morning.
Yeah, Shiva, I have the two doubts. First one is whenever you have to run the playbook, we get some gatherings, is a fact gatherings. What is that thing? What is the gathering meaning?
Okay. Yeah, we will discuss. Actually, almost Ansible is completed. We have some few topics, that is like gathering facts and then tags, Ansible default functions. Those things we will discuss in tomorrow's session.
Yeah.
Gathering facts is nothing but it is getting the variables of the web components. What is the web server here? This is our, for example, this is our web server. It is getting all the statistics of the web server actually. What is the operating system? So it is getting a lot of variables of that. We'll see that tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. One more question. We have to use the Jinja templates in a web component, right? So we have to save the file .j2, right?
That's your wish actually. You can just keep it as .j2. Okay. Anyhow, I did this already. Here inside tasks, you need to just give it as .j2. So extensions are not mandatory in Linux. That is just for our understanding.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Shiva.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all for today's session. Practice Ansible well. And then, yeah, so we'll see tomorrow some leftover concepts and then we can move to the next concept in DevOps. Okay. Thank you so much. See you in tomorrow's session.
Yeah. Thank you.